Alright, so we got a great big box here, and I already know what's in it because I already opened it, but I figured I wouldn't just open the box on camera. So, I'm going ahead and I'm going to get what's in the box out, and we'll talk about it a little bit. There we go. So, sorry for the bad camera angle there. Just move down, there we go. Alright, so what we've got here is what I think is a Briggs & Stratton NPR-4D 4-to-1 gear reduction. Feels pretty good in the gear lash. What's not good is I just noticed this is a bad wobble. It's bolted all the way on, so I think maybe the starter cup's just bent. Either that or the crank's bent. The crank don't look bent, but anyways, that's not good. I guess it did get damaged in shipping a little bit. Gas tank's rather crisp. But this is a pretty rare little motor. I've actually never seen another one. Not an NPR-4D, and I'm pretty sure that's what this is, but I can't read the tag. The tag has a serial number and the type number, but the actual model number is either wore off of it or was never there. So that definitely looks like a 4-to-1 gearbox. I've seen a few parts breakdowns of these, and so it's about 99% sure that's a NPR-4D. So in this video we're going to try to get it running, hopefully, because that gas tank's pretty shot. No compression at all. The muffler's loose. Got any oil in it? Yeah. There's something in there, but I don't know if I'd call it oil. Now they drained it. It's pretty well empty. You can turn the engine through the gearbox. I'll have to get a screwdriver and get the gear oil plug out. So this will be a nice addition to the collection. Fuel lines here. It has the 89115 air cleaner elbow. The air cleaner's missing. I got plenty of those. It's a air vane governor, not a mechanical governor. Carburetor moves. Kind of loose. It's aluminum head, aluminum oil pan, so it's a layered model. Aluminum gearbox. Spark plug wire has seen better days. I couldn't tell where it was there. Spark plug wire seen better days. It has a very nice AC spark plug in it. It's a long, 44 LMS. That's the 50 style spark plug. pretty carbony looking. You can see the top of the piston. I don't feel a whole bunch of slop. Unfortunately, I don't know if I can use this gas tank or not. I think they ripped the bung out of it. It's shipping. Yeah, I can see light. Might be savable. Yeah, bung's definitely ripped out of it. So I have to steal a gas tank off of another one. I think I got my own one up there on the shelf. And swipe the gas tank off of. It's a clean tank from what I recall. So I know there haven't been any videos lately. I apologize. Been really busy lately. And I ran across this on eBay, and I've been looking for a 4D for a while, or they make one called a 139D. I've seen a couple of those, but I've never been able to buy one. I never found one for sale, but I couldn't pass this up. I have to try to straighten the starter cup out or put another one on it. Probably just put another one on it. It might have a little compression, but probably pull ahead, clean the valves. I can definitely hear the gears. It's cold out here. Very cold, actually. I think it's supposed to get down in the mid-20s tonight, so I hate the cold. Yeah, our spark plug wire is definitely going to need to be replaced. I don't think we can just loop that up there. I think it'll arc somewhere else. So I doubt we have spark. Either that wire's grounded somewhere, or the gas tank's already loose. Hopefully I can get those screws out and get that tank off of there. I'm going to have to go get a screwdriver. This one does have the rear cover here with the kill switch. That's a bonus. I meant to get some oil earlier and forgot to stop and buy some, so I have to get some oil. Adjuster moves on the carburetor. Bolt doesn't look too warped, so I guarantee the Venturi gasket will leak, and that's pretty sluggish, so I have to put some WD-40 on that. So yeah, there's a pretty good overview of the motor there. I'm going to go get some tools and we can start working on it. We're going to have to immediately pretty much tear the cover off of it and get another starter cup, another gas tank. I got another engine up there that I'm going to steal the gas tank off of. I don't know what did this damage to the tag, but I wish I could read the actual number. But this is probably a 4D. Alright, so I'm going to start and try to get this gas tank off. See if I can get the gas tank off anyways. Them screws came right loose. Box, I can put this stuff in. Try to get it running with that AC plug too. It's an old AC plug. It'll do better than any new plugs, I'll say that. Probably gonna be a slightly long video. Just gonna take the gas tank straps off. Sorry if my arm's in the way. There's that one. I'm sure this tank is probably full of rust holes too. I'm going to take this plug out so don't anything happen to it. There you go, better angle on the camera here so I'm not getting in the way as much. I actually bought another camera about 2 months ago, but I need to replace my laptop because the laptop I got doesn't have enough space to support the videos from it. So I actually bought a really good camera. See if I can get this out of here without taking the fuel line off. I'm probably going to take the fuel line off. Don't help that it's cold out here and I can't feel my fingers. There it goes. All right. Spark plug never was even tightened down good. So here we are at the top of the motor. Won't feel any compression. This tank. You can see where it ripped the bung loose. And that bowl wasn't crooked like that in shipping, so, or when in the pictures of the motor, well, yeah, it just pulled right out. And the tank's dented right there, so I'd have to rebraze that. It's a good enough tank that it's worth doing. Maybe when I restore the motor. But you can see it's full of crap. It's actually a relatively clean tank other than that. So we're going to just swap tanks for this, getting it running, and that fuel bowl's egg shaped, so I'd have to have some work done to it. Let's see about getting the shroud off. 1 7/16 bolt back here. Our wrench has got a bird in it. Get the one bolt that's behind the shroud. I'm going to drop the camera down. Bring it back. My new camera has a wider view than this one, and that's one of the reasons I wanted it, but I wouldn't be able to edit this video if I used it. So the bolt on the left just comes loose. The one on the right has to come all the way out. Everything coming apart relatively easy. 2 flathead screws on the top. Not going to be any trouble. Well, I say that, and then this one here is not going to come out. I'll probably have to get a regular screwdriver to take it to that one. Oh no, it came loose. Somebody cross-threaded it. I put a 1/4 tap through the head right there, fix that up. Not going to be a full restoration series on this right at the moment because I got that Satley took apart. There we go. Front main seal's bad. Okay, there was metal pieces in there. I don't know what that was, but I heard something hit the floor. Something pretty heavy metal hit the floor there. Air vane governor is stuck. Oh no, it's actually not in bad shape. Hitting the coil a little bit. Main bearing's not all swapped out. Don't have much crank in play. Not too bad. Motor. Spark plug wire's junk. Going ahead and get that off of there. Bet some jackass soldered it. Yep. No, they didn't do that good of a job of it though. There. I'm going to remove the air cleaner elbow so I can see what's laying in the carburetor because I don't know how long it's been since it's had a air cleaner on it. There it goes. Didn't want to come loose there at first. Really all you need is a darn 7/16 and a flathead, and I don't know what size crank that is to get one of these running. That's your throttle. Oh, there's a bunch of crap in there. And at the bottom of this elbow. I've actually been looking for one of these elbows for another engine, but this one's staying with this engine. Yeah, it's full of crap. Hope the inside of the intake don't look like that. I bet this motor's got some time on it. It's probably got a lot of hours. It's probably going to smoke when I get it running. Alright, that's the size I need. And 5 3/8 ratchet. Alright, so I found the impact, so I should be able to get that off of there. And this is a left-handed thread, so I'm not turning it the wrong way. Came right off of there. Didn't even fight me. Not too bad. Yeah, it's definitely the starter cup. It's bent. You can see it right there. Might stick another one on it. The key's not sheared. If I can pop this flywheel off of here. Seen me do this 1,000 times. Now we can find out exactly what year it is. At the back of the flywheel. Here's our flywheel key. Not sheared. What have we got? 1950. You can see a H of 50. So I'd have to add that up. Flywheel's full of oil. So that tells me that the front mainstay is out. Yeah, it's definitely out. I can see it. See what these points look like. Hopefully they don't look too bad. Hopefully the condenser's good. I've had a run of bad condensers lately. That's full of oil. That's definitely a front main seal. That's an old leather one. Not rubber. Points are just covered in oil. They really don't look that dirty. They just covered in oil. Breaking parts cleaner, that'll take care of that. If they're opening and closing. Yep, they are. So that'll be good there. Clean them bushings up a little bit. The carburetor a little bit better. Just ragging the points. They're definitely dirty, but you can get them cleaned up. Guess while we got it this far apart, you can pop the head off. See what valve is stuck. Alright, so got a 3/8 ratchet. I'm going to pop his head off of here and see what it looks like underneath. Hopefully not too bad. Stove's finally getting it warm in here. A little bit anyways. There's still a few spots I need to stop where cool air is getting in, but that ain't gonna be too big of a deal. There's oil on that one. This thing must have got turned upside down in shipping. I don't think the head's ever been off because these are all the original bolts. And they're all Rockford, and they all have the flat washer still under them. So you can usually tell when the head's been off because either it's a mismatched bolt or one of the washers is missing. Sorry, this has already turned into a long video, I'm sure, but a lot of people say they like the longer videos. There's our little shroud. You can see the serial number. Unfortunately, I just ruined that head gasket. I might have one, I might not. Used to be one that hung up on the wall in here. I can probably make one. It's really not that carbony. Exhaust valve stuck opened. Yeah, there it goes. I have to work on that some. That was definitely the original head gasket. Alright, I got that in one piece, so I can use that as a template. Cut one out of MP15. That's just the metal center, and that is probably asbestos on the top and the bottom. Head really looks good. The valves look great. We got an oversized piston. Now, you can still see machining marks in it. Pretty clean little motor, actually. It might not be that bad. Just stiff from sitting. Bore looks clean. No rust. No back and forth in the piston. Can't get the muffler off. I know it's not penetrating oil, but it's going to bust up a lot of that carbon. I got to find some penetrating oil. Okay, that freed it up, actually. Get a wire brush and clean this all up. On the bottom of the head, not too bad. Not too bad at all. That's leaded gas carbon. It's got a grayish tint to it. It was running lean around the, you can tell by around the intake valve. So got that exhaust valve moving though. I'm gonna get a wire brush and clean this up off camera, and at least probably get a new head gasket cut tonight. I don't know about getting everything 100% cleaned up tonight, but we'll see. See if I can have this running before the weekend's over with. Today's the day after Thanksgiving, by the way, so happy Thanksgiving. Alright, so it's the next night. I got the block cleaned up. I also got the camera in a better position. This block is in very good shape. You can still see the machining marks in it. You can see an N right here. I don't know if y'all can see it or not. It's right there. That stands for this is a Model N block. It's also an N on the head right here. Shows that it's a Model N head. I don't think this engine's ever really been into. I don't think anybody's really ever been into this engine. So I think I'm the first one to ever have the head off of it, actually. So I'm going to wipe this down. Wipe this gasket surface down. I cut a very ugly head gasket, but it'll seal up anyways. It's only temporary till I get a chance to paint this engine and get a good coat of paint on it. And I want to get it, just want to get it running, see if I'm going to have to replace rings and whatnot. So lay our new head gasket down. Other way. Other way. There we go. And sit the head back down. I chased the threads out too, so that hopefully I won't have any trouble getting the head bolts back in. Ignore if you hear something in the background. I got a CB radio on, but it's turned up way down back there. This engine's in very good shape, so definitely a good rebuildable, restorable engine. It ain't never chucked a rod, and ain't got no welded places on the side of the block. Really good shape for Model N. Especially an NP, because I've got an NPR-6, and it did throw the rod when I got it. I've got 2 or 3 Model NPs. Actually, I think I've got 4 Model NPs, and every single one of them has either had the block welded or has thrown a rod at some point in its life. I don't know how I've ended up with that many Model Ns and Model NPs that have thrown a rod and then been fixed. Snug all of these down. So I'm gonna just torque these by hand about what feels right. That one there's the lock washer. It ought to have compression now. I did clean the points. Hopefully they'll stay clean and I won't have to pull it back apart. See if we got any compression. Oh yeah. A little bit of a leaky exhaust valve, but that'll seal up once we get it to fire. So I'm gonna go on ahead and start reassembling the front cover and the flywheel. Alright, my camera battery's getting low, so I don't know how much longer that's gonna last. I'm going ahead and get the points cover back on. Hopefully I get this video uploaded relatively quickly. Alright, so I need to hit the flywheel with a wire brush before I put it back. I might run this battery in and get it charged, and I may have the flywheel back on it before I show the engine again. Alright, so the engine's changed a little bit, you can see. Got the flywheel back on, cleaned up. The head's back on. I showed that. Didn't show putting the flywheel back on. It's on, it's tightened down. And I got a new plug wire. We do have a good strong spark. Good strong consistent spark, so shouldn't have any problems out of this coil working. I'm gonna go on ahead and put the shroud back on and the that air cleaner elbow, because that supports this throttle rod. So I cleaned the shroud out. It's a lot cleaner than it was. I'm going to say that the front main seal on this is probably going to have to be replaced at some point, but sometime before too long I'm going to paint this engine, so I'd like to get done with this 2 horsepower Satley, but I'm still working on stuff for that, so. Sorry if my jacket's in the way. I'm trying to put this one bolt in over here. I went and got some oil so that I can fill it back up with oil. Putting everything together loosely so that I can get it tightened down. I want to apologize again for the lack of videos lately, but this done turned cold. I just now got my wood stove to where I can use it, so I can do more out here now than I was able to before. Oh, and I do have the other gas tank ready to go on. I just got to wash it out a little bit, and I'm working on the fuel bowl for that tank. Got the glass all cleaned up. Looking for a red screwdriver. I was using it over here, and I don't know where it went. I'm going ahead and tighten these up on the side, and then we'll see if I can find a screwdriver. I also got to get a little doodad to put some oil in it. That new spark plug wire ought to work a whole lot better. Nothing's rubbing. And I'll also probably move the camera up. Also, I got to take this screw back out because that holds part of that air cleaner elbow. I'm glad I didn't tighten that, and I chased a thread in that where somebody had cross-threaded it before. I'm going ahead and put this air cleaner elbow back. Trying to get that screw in up here. Get this one down here started. Alright, so I'm going to go find a flathead screwdriver. Alright, so I don't know how well you can see, but I'm going to fill this thing up with oil. And this flavor of oil is castor oil GTX high mileage 10W40. And the reason for that is it was on sale. So open up our little fill cap here. I don't like that style of fill cap. I got one of these little things off of a Lucas bottle. I can screw that on the oil and use it to fill the oil. Not spill as much. I'll probably crank this with the drill and stir that oil up real good before I start it. This engine does not have an oil pump. It's just a splash system. I can tell by the oil pan. Some of them do have oil pumps. I've got a couple of them around here that have oil pumps. These only hold about half to 3/4 of a quart of oil. The ones that have an oil pump have a slightly deeper pan. They hold more oil than the regular ones like this. Alright, so I'm not going to film all of this. Alright, so now it's time to fill the gearbox. So what we got here is a level plug. That will be our full mark. And then up here we have a fill plug. If I can get it out. There it goes. Not sure what kind of gearing is in this. I have to look in the manual. I can't even see gears. Don't even really look like a gear. Alright, so I don't think my little funnel's going to fit in that hole. No, too big. You just have to very carefully fill it like this, and I'm just filling it with the same oil that I filled the engine with. That's the way you do an NPR-4D. So I don't see why this one would be any different. You can see some oil coming up to the fill hole. It's almost full. And we'll have to be sure to top it off after we run it. I don't see it just profusely pouring out anywhere. That's nice. There it is. So I got oil here. I'm going to put the plug back. Tighten it down, put the top one back, and tighten it down. Alright, so gas tank go back on. Let me turn that radio down. Gas tank is ready to go back on. We've got, this is my, borrowed this one from another engine. Get that fuel bowl where I can line the fuel line up. I did clean up the old line and it seems like it'll work. I don't have any new line on hand to make a new line with. I don't have any, I have some line, but I don't have the compression fittings. I have some line left over from I've rebuilt a bunch of Model Ns over the years, and so I usually have some line left over from some of them. Loosen this back up, and then I can tighten the other side. I know you can't see what I'm doing. I don't have the best camera angles. That gas tank matches it pretty well. Alright, so I'm going to go get a new gasket for the fuel bowl, and I'm going to put that together. I can't get a good angle on that, so I'll do that off camera. Alright, so everything's back together. We're going to turn the fuel on and see what happens. We got fuel in the bowl, hopefully no leaks. If it leaks, I don't know what to do because I don't have any more gaskets. We're going to start dumping out of the carburetor. I'm worried about that gasket on that carburetor. Yeah, it's gonna leak a little bit, but I can turn the fuel off and still try to start it. The carburetor should be full now. I'm gonna put it on choke. Pull up on our throttle. It hit. Definitely hit. It did run though. Probably out of gas now. Turn that on a little bit. See if it'll start back. Can't run it long because I got all the doors shut. It didn't smoke. That's all I want to see if it's going to smoke. Oh yeah, she's flooding all over the place now. The carburetor needs to be rebuilt. gonna run it no more. It does seem to smoke a little bit, but compression came back up. Carburetor needs to be rebuilt. So I'm gonna get a carburetor kit ordered for that this week. And I'm going to do a separate video on how to rebuild one of these carburetors. It'll just be one video about the carburetor and how to correctly rebuild one of these small flow jets and how I've done it, because they're supposed to be, people hate these carburetors because they're so finicky, but you can get them to work. And it needs a muffler too. That one's got a hole in it. But it does run. It revs up. Runs wide open rather well. But so that's pretty well it. The motor's gonna need some work, but I'm gonna see if I can find it an air cleaner and check for leaks. I don't see anything, but so yeah, I guess that's gonna about do it for this Will It Run video. Hope everybody enjoyed it. Hope everybody will stick around for more videos like this, and I'm gonna have some car stuff coming up and some hit and miss engine, because I'm still working on that Satley from that I did a first part on a while back. This is I'm machining a new intake valve for it, so stay tuned for all of that. Appreciate everybody watching. We'll see you in the next video. Alright, so I know I said that was the end of the video there earlier, but figured I'd say a few things now, because that video was filmed over a month ago. I've been having trouble out of my laptop getting videos edited, so that's the reason videos have been pretty few and far between for the last little while. I've been pretty busy. But here's a little motor. I got it a stand built and a place on the shelf here, and as you can see, the carburetor's been rebuilt, but that'll have its own video. Got a glass air cleaner, pretty nice, fixed up there. Does run good, but y'all see that in the carburetor video. I also wanted to apologize. Earlier in the video there was some noise in the background from CB radio. That's another thing that I fool with. I'm not going to make videos about that, but I wanted to apologize. I didn't realize it was turned up as loud as it was until I was actually editing the video. So my apologies about that, but now it's going to be about it for the video. I hope everybody had a good holiday season, because we're now in 2025. So Happy New Year to everybody. We'll hopefully have some really good videos here coming up in the pretty near future. So hope everybody will stick around for that and hit the subscribe button. So I guess that'd be it for this video. We'll see you on the next one. Probably working on that carburetor right there.